hand-wired AC30 and AC15. The AC30 and AC15, with their distinctive top boost circuit, have a long history and played a large part in defining the sound of electric guitar. The Vox sound, which has been described as chimey, clean, and edge of breakup tones, and violin-like dirty tones, is considered a pillar in the lineage of electric guitar amps. Since the introduction of the top boost circuit in the early 1960s, these amps have been championed by a diverse range of guitarists and are part of so many classic recordings. The early Beatles and Rolling Stones, most of the British Invasion-era bands, Hank Marvin of the Shadows, Brian May of Queen, Rory Gallagher, The Edge of U2, Tom Petty, Mike Campbell, Ed O'Brien of Radiohead, Brad Paisley, and countless others. I mean, you get the point. This sound is everywhere. Most players that love these amps will tell you that the magic is in the mid-60s amps made in the JMI era of Vox. So, Vox gathered a diverse lineup of mint-condition AC30s and AC15s from that time period and, quote, conducted a detailed analysis and study to truly uncover and understand the inner workings of these legendary amplifiers, end quote. Now, the hand-wired amps we're looking at today aren't exact clones of the 60s models. Instead, Vox took their research info and designed modern hand-wired amps with classic mojo. Now, without getting too deep into those details, a couple areas that got the most attention are the power supply circuit and output transformer. The cabinet design was considered too to get the right resonance, and both the AC15 and AC30 feature Celestion Alnico Blue speakers. These amps also include a buffered series effects loop that can be switched out of the circuit and a tube-driven spring reverb. The AC30 and AC15 both use 12 AX7 preamp tubes, EL84 power tubes, and a GZ34 rectifier tube. They both have a master tone cut and master volume controls and two separate channels, top boost and normal. The top boost channels have a treble and bass control, and the normal channel has a bright switch. Additionally, the AC15 normal channel has a built-in switchable boost. Okay, let's give a quick listen to the AC30. I'm going to dial through some sounds. I'll start on the normal channel. And here's the top boost channel. Okay, I've switched over to the AC15 and I want to give it a quick run through. We're going to start on the normal channel. Few closing thoughts. Let me start by saying that I'm not a vintage top boost aficionado or expert. I've never owned one, but I've played through a few and many modern boutique versions. Now that said, I do know what I like and what I feel is practical and useful. These amps sound and feel good overall. They're punchy, loud, dynamic, well-voiced, and considering the type of amps they are, controllable. There's a lot of variation on the input gain side and lots of tonal options between the two channels. They do well with pedals on the input side. I was using a Keeley Mark III driver in the playing example with this guitar, and a UA Teletronics compressor with the Tele. The effects loop is fantastic if you need it. It doesn't cannibalize your tone, and being able to switch it out of the circuit is great if you don't need it. You get an extra 1 or 2% worth of punch. The master volume is great and can help you find a sweet spot on the amp at lower volumes without sacrificing tone, but it won't take the amp to whisper level since so much of the magic is in the power section and in moving the speakers. To sum it up, these are not one-to-one vintage spec copies of a top boost AC30 or AC15, but they are really good sounding amps that invoke the classic vibe and mojo. They're stage and studio ready. I mean, if one of these were backline amps at a gig, I'd be thrilled to use them. My take, my 2 cents worth. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for checking out the Vox hand-wired AC30 and AC15 with me. If you have any questions about these or any other Vox products, make sure to contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or check us out online at sweetwater.com.